All right. Good afternoon, Mama. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. For those of you who don't know, this is my wonderful mother, Brenda. She is my fourth episode guest today. Mom, I know you've already watched all mine, seen videos and stuff, but this is where we talk about bad drinks, or sorry, have some bad takes, have some bad good drinks, and then make some poor decisions. I wish I had a really good drink being alcohol in my hand right now, but I don't. Before I show you mine, what drink do you have today?
I have got me a vodka fresca.
I could have figured that you had a vodka fresca. Disgusting. I
Delicious.
know you hate soda, but I have a zero sugar Dr. Pepper cherry because I am still on my sober kick. It is
Yeah.
now day 26 of no alcohol.
It's proud of you.
Thank you. It's dumb. I hate it. It's boring, but it is what it is. I've lost some weight before I go to Europe next month, so I'm happy. Well, cheers, mom.
Cheers.
Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for hopping in with me. You've already seen everything, so you know that I just like to BS with people, as I've always done since a little kid. I actually just thought of something recently about when I was a little kid and in like parent teacher conferences and how I would always get like the exact same thing back. Like Dylan's a killer student, but he doesn't shut the hell up and bothers everybody else who isn't a good student and needs to pay attention.
Right.
I guess I've probably always been like that, you think?
Well, yeah, I
That's
think it was
seem
it was always a Dylan learns real quick and gets bored real quick.
yes,
So,
sounds about
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely true to this day. We'll have random ideas, random stuff that I wanna do, think is cool, and then I'll either buy them and spend a bunch of money on them and you never touch it again. Mm, I think I get that from my father as well too,
Yeah, and yeah.
and love you, dad. Uh, this is one of the only things recently, I would say in the last few years that I've actually kept up on. It's only been a month now, but normally by now I'd have forgotten about it and left it alone. Um, Golf was one, like, during COVID, but even then, I didn't really do a whole lot. I still don't do a whole lot. I've only golfed once in the last year, and that was last weekend. I guess one thing that I'll always spend money on and never stop doing is video games. That's a big one. Um,
Whatever makes you happy, I suppose.
well, I had a question for you, mom.
Okay.
So I always ask people tons of stuff just to get the conversation going. Fun fact about me for people who don't know, but if you know me well, you know that I love music. I love singing. I think I'm good at it, and I suck. Most people know who my favorite artist is, and that comes from my mom. So I want to ask you about that, mom. Where did my love for good old Shania Twain come from? When did I start singing? When do you even remember that? 'Cause I don't
Um,
honestly, I don't. I don't remember it at all.
really?
And I normally remember everything, and I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm
I
I'm
remember,
sh
like I remember, like, your CD case in the back of your car, because 'cause you'd have it, like, in the back seat of the like, a back seat of a car, the little holder thing, or maybe it was in the glove box. I don't know, but I remember a bunch of CDs in there. That's, like, the only vague memory I have.
Yeah, no, it was always, in the little sleeve of the back seat, yeah, right? And so, it was always when we got in the car to go anywhere, it was always, you know, pick your CD. We always, let you guys pick, like, whatever you wanted,
Okay, I don't remember
but it
that.
was out of my selection of music, right? So,
Mhm.
but that's not where Shania came from. Shania came
Oh,
from um, cleaning house days. So, yeah, so you guys did not like cleaning house as, most
I
children don't.
asked my wife, I still don't.
Right, I know, I'm aware. So to try to make it fun and so that you guys didn't whine and complain too much, we would blare music and dance around and sing like goofballs as we were
Hmm.
cleaning. So the Shania came from I was playing that at one point, and you thought the Man, I Feel Like a Woman was just hilarious to be sung by a little boy.
Hell yeah, it is. It still is.
It still is.
Still one of the best drunk bar songs ever.
So that's where that came from, and it just went from there because we had so much fun acting like goofballs, sitting around cleaning, and as you got older, you figured out pretty quickly that you could still get out of cleaning by saying, "Oh, let's listen to this instead." And then you'd have to go change the CD or
Oh,
yeah.
I don't remember that any of that at all. I remember cleaning. I don't remember, like, blaring music, though.
Oh,
I remember, like, it was always, like, Sunday usually that we would do all the cleaning. Um, but I don't remember ever playing the music, and like I said, I normally remember everything. Would that have been, like, the house on Pleasant,
yeah,
or would that
yeah,
see that? Because that's where I vividly remember, like, the cleaning days.
yes,
I don't remember. No, I guess you're right, because over in that corner, in that, like, little corner, like, the office area kinda thing with
yep,
Zach's all his setup with all of his stuff, I guess
yep,
that's where we did music, right?
yep,
And then eventually it turned into a computer once we got that involved.
right.
Okay, maybe a little bit's coming back to me, but yeah, I don't remember the Shania stuff back then. I don't
Oh,
even remember when I remember like, I don't actually remember, like, when I started loving Shania again, like, as I got older, probably just never really lost it.
yeah.
Um, but we are going to Europe next month, and I'm don't think we're gonna have time. We have, like, a one day where we could maybe squeeze it in, but she will be playing there in London.
He's so badass.
She's playing with I don't really like the guy, Harry Styles. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who anybody is.
Yeah,
If
not a fan.
if you played a song, I would probably know, but that's about as far as
Maybe.
it goes, maybe, yeah.
Well, it's funny because I remember getting made fun of for singing in the shower.
Mhm.
I always my friends always joke that I went to elementary school with Kayleen, shout out Kayleen, about how I did the talent show and sang 2 years in a row. That's still cringe to this moment, but
Nah.
it is what it is. I can remember the songs that I sang. Well, actually, I was trying to figure that out before this, and I can't remember the Rascal Flatts song I sang. It's, like, between 2 or 3 different songs. Maybe I did end up saving it. I remember my 5th grade year or 6th grade year, it was I did it back to back. One of them was "Sorry" by Buck Cherry. Um, so that was a funny one. No, that's where I'm getting it confused, I think. I only did it 1 year. Now it's all coming back. I only did it
They
1
wouldn't
year.
let you do the Buck Cherry song.
No, you guys wouldn't let me do the Buck Cherry song
That's
because the song it was either before or after on the album was Crazy Bitch.
and we were
They're like,
afraid it
"We
was
are not gonna have our kid accidentally start playing Crazy Bitch at this 5th or 6th grade talent show."
yeah, yeah. I mean,
It was it was either Feels Like Today or Then I Did by Rascal Flatts, and I'll get banned if I play one of those songs right now, but I don't remember which one it was.
I
I'd have to look at the lyrics and actually
yeah,
listen
yeah,
to it
yeah.
again.
Yeah, I have same.
It was like start off with like, "I thought about calling you when
That
I got off the plane."
that's it. Yeah,
Oh, it's Then I Did then. Yeah, so it's Then I Did. And then
that's
I did. Yeah, that's when
yes,
it was.
that was
Yep.
it. 100%.
Stupid.
I mean,
Oh,
at
well.
least you didn't do any dance routines.
No, I thought about it, but then I realized I'm me and I can't dance. I have no
I mean,
coordination like that in my body. The
yeah,
only thing I'm coordinated with is running over a hurdle or shooting a basketball, and even then, that's kind of controversial, so.
it's a little bit iffy at times, yeah.
Also, one big thing that you got me into, at a young age as well was cooking.
Mhm.
You were just here, for Christmas. I was just there for Thanksgiving, and we did a lot of cooking together those 2 holidays, a lot of baking as well too. We messed up some stuff. Uh, that's another thing. I don't remember, like, that's it's, like, weird things. My memory's so good with a lot of things. I remember cooking with you. I don't remember ever, like, starting to like it or enjoy it. Do you have any memory of that?
No, I don't think that you ever really enjoyed it per se. I think that it was interesting to you. I think the math part of it was interesting. The figuring
Mm.
out, yeah, I think it was that, the measurements and things like that. Because I feel like when you were young, I would ask you, how many cups do I need
Oh,
for
I definitely
the
remember that. You
y
still do that even to this day. You're like
yeah,
I'll be, like, prepping doing a lot of prep stuff, getting stuff set up, and you'd be like, "Alright, this is the next ingredient. How much do I need?" And I'm like, "Boom, here it is."
yes,
Or I'm doubling the recipe, so I need this
yes.
amount instead this time.
Yes,
That
and
makes
you
sense.
used to read recipes to me, which I never followed to then that's why I don't like baking, because I don't like to follow a recipe. I like to use a recipe as a guide,
Mhm.
as, like, inspiration, if you will, but
Yeah.
I do not like following recipes to a T. I think that's
I
just
still yeah, you're, I feel like I don't do that either. Definitely get the inspiration. Even, like, with your potato soup that Alicia always makes me make for her. Yeah, I follow, like, a good 90% of it to it, like, the measurements I'll
yeah,
make up or put on a whim sometimes, but
right, and that's
even
actually Grandma Robin's recipe, not
that's
me.
right, I always forget
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, that's, now that I mention it, Alicia's gonna want it because for whatever reason, she always wants it in the middle of summer.
When it's hot as balls. Yeah,
Yeah, and especially here in Arizona, it's 115. Yesterday was like 108, and yeah, I guarantee you now, she's gonna want
right,
potato soup
right.
even though she's not even here, and she's
Yeah,
gonna know telepathically that I talked about it,
yeah.
so that's fun.
But no, I think the cooking with you was the math part of it. I think you liked that. I think that you liked me asking you for help. It made you feel smart.
Mm,
And I think that you were always just that kid that liked to help people. And I would tell you stories of my cooking fails when I was younger and how I learned things from Grandpa Gary. And so I think that all of that factored into it. Um but I also think it just like was some good one-on-one time with just me and you, with Julia being, 5.5 years younger. I think that when she was small, she naturally got, by
I mean,
necessity, a little bit more attention, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And so, I feel like that was like "She can't be in here, she can't be by the hot stove, she can't help with this kinda thing," even though, we let her sit on the countertop sometimes and
right.
help with little stuff, but I think that that was kind of like just your thing with me too, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, especially, like, recently divorced as well too, like, not even get to seeing you every day,
right,
like, going from that as well too, especially, like, was what I was 7, 6 or 7, 6 or 7, that stupid damn internet meme. So I guess that would make a lot more sense too, is getting more one-on-one time with my mama. That makes sense.
right, right.
Well, it definitely hasn't stopped. I made a little steak rice bowl for Alicia last night. She said the meat I got sucked though, so that was shitty, but it is what it is. But I made myself God, it sounds so mean now. I made myself a nice ribeye.
Dick.
It was a bison ribeye that was on sale at the store, and I was like, "I don't know if I've had a bison steak ever. I've had bison burger, but I've never had bison steak." Seared that thing perfect medium rare, baby, put it on a nice rice bowl for myself, and it was bomb. Winston
So,
got some. He ate it up like crazy, of course, like he eats everything.
what was the meat that you put on Alicia's that was so terrible?
So she like, obviously, every time we go home, she gets pepper jacks, so she always makes me wanna make her, like, at-home pepper jacks bowls. So, like,
Yeah.
that shaved kinda steak, and they had, like, just a prepackaged thing of, like, just chop steak kind of thing, and I don't know, I just think it was just crappy. It looked good, raw in the package, but when it came out, I could even tell once it cooked that it just looked.
Yeah, so next time, get her a good steak and put it in the freezer,
Mhm. But
and
yeah,
use your mandolin to shave it.
shave it, yeah. But normally she loves just the regular shaved steak that I do get normally from the store that I made for, us at the cabin in Sedona when you guys are here. Remember that
Yeah,
night
yeah, that was good.
where I made it spicy as hell on accident? That exact meat. I literally made that exact meal 2 nights ago, and then I tried a different steak for last night. Um, and yeah, it just didn't work out, but she loves that one steak that we made. I think it's okay, but she's her. Well, perfect pairing. It leads me into my next part. Um, we've been talking about me visiting, living away. So I know what it's like living distant away from home, family, friends, my mama especially. I don't know if I've really ever asked how do you navigate like not getting to see your kid? Um, and basically your daughter-in-law, and heck, even your actual daughter who's 4 hours away as well too. How does I'm sure it sucks. Tell me about that. I wanna hear your point of view of a kid moving away across the damn country.
So it's funny because all like the ladies at work are always, um, a lot of them have younger kids and they're like, God, it's so hard, blah blah blah. I'm like, wait till they're adults and you have to worry about them being like good humans, right? Because as a kid, like all you have to worry about is that they get good grades, they don't bite other kids, like they don't say,
Put their
drop an
finger
F
in the electrical
bomb in the
socket or
middle of
something.
class, like yeah, like I mean, it's more complicated than that, obviously, but um I worry about you guys more as adults than I feel like I ever did when you were kids. I think because I had control over where you were and how you spent your time and the activities that you did when you were children, right? So so now it's like the first year of you guys being gone was really hard because I wanted to like call all the time, I wanted to text all the time, I wanted to be all and I was all up in your business a lot. Um, so it was hard. It's easier now just because I feel like I mean, last year we didn't visit a ton, but I feel like we usually get a couple visits, 2, 3 visits in a year, even if it's just a weekend. So that makes it easy that we're able to come see you, or take a vacation with you, whatever.
Heck, we even
Um,
have been able to come home for quite a bit of stuff as well too.
yeah, you guys have had a lot of stuff going on the last couple years, so you've been home quite a bit. So so there's that. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's when you see something going on in the news that's happening in your area or whatever else. I mean, like, like I know Grandma Angie is always tagging you guys in Facebook on stuff. Shout out to Grandma Angie, love you. But and she's always worried about the things going on around you, and I worry about, we all worry about that.
Yeah.
Um, so there's that. But I guess just knowing that you guys are all like really well-rounded, responsible adults, I don't worry as much as probably some parents do because, like, I mean, my kids are the shit, right?
Hell yeah, we are.
But, I mean, you guys are we all make questionable decisions sometimes, but I feel like for the most
Definitely.
part, you guys make good decisions, and I think it makes it easier because when I know that when you guys are struggling, you are gonna reach out to me.
Uh,
So,
yeah,
I guess I just have faith in the fact that if I'm not hearing from you, if there's not any issues, then I know you're
probably a
okay.
good thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
I think the opposite as well too, though. Definitely need to do a much better job from our part. And I've been realizing this a lot recently. With family and friends is not just reaching out when it's the bad, but just reaching out for the good as well too. Uh, I mean, it's a two-way street for sure. Like
yeah.
with friends, with family, like definitely have to contact each other both, but especially, like, as parents are getting fucking old. You guys are getting older, like, my grandparents are getting older, like, definitely reaching out to them, just because, like, when you think about I saw this video and it was an analogy and it was basically like, okay, so let's say you only have 10 years left with somebody or 20 years left from somebody and you talk to them once a year. Every year, you literally just cut down in 10% of the time that you have left to actually talk to them now. And then the next year it's 20 and then 30. Like if you contact them once a month or once every few weeks, now you just multiplied that by 12.
Right.
So now your value, your not your value, but like your touch points just exponentially grow and makes it a little bit less heartachy when you think about it that way.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wanna try and get better on with you, Tony, my brother, my sister, my dad, my friends, hell, even people close to me here that I don't see on a monthly basis even.
Right.
Um, it's one weird thing that I've noticed as I've started getting older and married and talking about buying a house, talking about having a kid, like, there's so much more involved that happens with damn freaking adulthood, it's lame. It's just so
Yeah, and
stupid.
it is, it's hard. You get, in your routine of life of your busy every day to day, and, like, you guys both are fairly new to your careers and trying to kind of move forward with that, and it does. I you get kind of unintentionally self-absorbed with your life, and
100%.
and it's not that you don't think of your family and friends, it's just you have your immediate family now that you've created that, kinda takes precedence, and it's it's hard to balance.
Yeah,
And
that's a good way to put it.
yeah.
Hard to balance for sure. And I don't even know if it's hard to balance, I think that might be
Yeah, that's probably
it
a bad
definitely
choice of
it
words.
takes effort
Yeah,
to balance it. Like, you have to put forth the more effort into doing it,
right. Right,
and go ahead.
your immediate life at home, you have no choice, you have to do the things that you have to do,
Yeah.
right? And it's not because it's a chore or it's hard, it's just it's your life.
Mhm.
It is what it is, and
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's n yeah, you're putting effort into those daily things and whatnot, but it's different.
Um as life gets different, you marry your best friend, your partner, start branching out into life. Um, how would you, because you've definitely gone through like all of those stages and even second, third time even, and even done stuff that you've never done before in your life until being with Tony. What would like you recommend for like a newer couple, somebody like Julia and Ben or something like that, for like navigating that new part of life, like whether it's travel, saving, everything in between. Like based off of your experiences that you've done and seen directly, what would you recommend?
Save until it hurts. I
You
mean,
know I don't save.
yeah, yeah, well, you could be retired in, like, 15 years if you would've listened to me 10 years ago, but anyway, um,
10 years
so
ago, I what
I well, I wish that I would that's one of my biggest regrets with you guys as kids is that I didn't teach you more on how to save and how to invest and things like that because I simply did not have the money to do
yeah.
those kinds of things. So it was like, uh, how do I, you know, try to instill things that I'm not doing myself? Um, and I was fairly ignorant to it as well, you know. But so yeah, save until it hurts. Um, have those hard conversations. I mean, I tell you kids
They suck.
constantly. I tell you guys constantly, hard conversations are hard. They're not easy. They're hard, but
Yeah.
the more you have them, the easier they get. the easier they get to start the conversation, because that's the worst part, right, is starting the conversation. Getting to the point of, having enough balls to actually start the conversation. That's the hard part, right? Once you start the conversation, it's not that bad, really.
No.
Usually, you can get through it, right? Um, so have those hard conversations. Be completely honest with people, even if it's it's not gonna be perceived well. Even if it could potentially hurt that other person. I mean, you have to do it in a respectful way, right? But you
Yep.
can have those hard conversations and relay information even if it might be hurtful to them, because you're not any good to your partner, your family, or your friends if you're not taking care of your own emotional stability before you try to take care of that relationship, right?
Yeah. I think
So
me and I think me and Alicia do a really good job of that recently. Because, like you said, like just starting that conversation is one thing we were really bad about. I wouldn't even say early in our marriage. It still is early in our marriage, but early in our relationship. And it's also a lot different because we've been together since we were so young. So like we
right,
had to navigate all of that. But that's one thing we've gotten really good at is just being able to be like, all right, hey, Dylan, like, I need this out of you. Like, I need you to start doing this. It hurts that you're not, or vice versa from Alicia. Like, hey, I need you to do this for me now. Whether it's coming home and being on the phone with somebody and not saying hi to me, or it's not taking out the damn trash, or like every little and big thing adds up, and it's can get to that the last straw on the camel's back breaks.
yeah,
And we've been blessed that we don't ever really get to that breaking point ever anymore because we have those hard conversations that you, dad, Tony, like tons of people have told us, like, just do it. It saves that break at the end to get it out the way.
right,
And I actually give a really good piece of advice, I think, to my sister recently. And I said, just because you tell somebody something and you don't think it was hurtful or disrespectful, but they perceive it that way, both can still be true at the same time.
right,
Like, you can still say something that you thought was gonna be helpful and be not even be nice, just, like, how you feel, and they
mhm,
can still have those feelings back towards you, but then I believe it should be a two-way street. You own it then, you apologize, "That wasn't my intention," etcetera, but it should also be on that person that did get their feelings hurt to still keep those and keep them valid, but also accept your apology as well too, because it didn't come from a place of hurt or bad ill or anything like that.
right,
I think me and Alicia, like I said, do a really good job at all of those things.
yeah,
What about
yeah,
travel? I know you and Tony travel a lot. We never traveled as kids, ever. We couldn't afford to. Uh, so I think we all started doing that after we left the house.
I mean,
What is your
we did a couple trips when you were kids.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, I didn't get on a plane until I was 18. Most people I mean, that's
Yeah,
a heck, I mean, I guess I didn't have friends that flew until they were in their 20s.
yeah.
Like, one of them was for my bachelor party. Logan had never flown before until my bachelor party.
No kidding.
Yeah, everybody said that they thought he was gonna shit his pants on the plane because he looked so scared.
Oh, Logan.
Uh, but what is your recommendation for travel for the younger generation that not even just your family and friends, just for younger kids?
Build it into your budget.
Like, so you say literally, like, just do it, like,
Yeah,
still save your ass off, save till it hurts,
yeah.
but
I
figure
mean,
out a way to afford it.
well, it's not that hard to figure out. Like, I mean, if you really go through your expenses, like honestly go through your expenses every month, right? I guarantee you, you can find 20 to $100 a month that you're spending on bullshit, right? You're stopping at the gas station, a soda, getting a snack,
Going to
a
coffee
a
shops,
coffee, and I'm not saying take away those things, I'm saying cut down on those things that make make travel more of a priority, right? Instead of going to the coffee shop or the gas station or whatever else and getting your $5, hot dog and a drink, right? I mean, yeah, it's only $5 or whatnot, but how many times throughout the month are you doing that? Because it's only $5. It's only, $10,
Yeah,
whatever
I
else,
I'm a
right?
I'm a bad with that.
Yeah.
It's only
Right. No.
20 bucks.
Right. It's just $20, right? But if you honestly go through your expenses, and I mean, if you took your last 6 months of expenses, right, and really went through with a fine tooth comb what you were spending your money on, you would probably be astonished at the places where you could save money that you would never even. So it's just stuff like that. No, I'm not going to go do this every weekend. I'm not gonna go to a specialty coffee shop, or I am, but I'm only gonna get a coffee. I'm not gonna get breakfast along with it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
save that $8, $10 that I would be getting a muffin or an egg wrap or whatever else you're getting. Instead, when you make that decision in your mind, take
Mhm.
that $10 or $12 or whatnot and have a separate savings account. Always have a separate savings account that is. I recommend having two savings accounts. One
Yeah.
for "oh shit" and one for vacation. Your
Okay.
"oh shit" fund is,
You
gonna
don't
be
touch it.
more like when you get into having a house and things like that, but you could start it now. I mean, if you put $10 in that account every week, just automatic pull it out, you're never gonna miss that $10, right?
No.
You're never even gonna notice it happened. Even $20, take out $20 a week, put it over in the OSHA fund and $20 in your vacation fund. And at the end of the year, you have a nice little bit. It's not a lot, no. But, you know, once you see that little bit saved, you're gonna automatically want to save more because you're
Mhm.
like, oh, that's like half a plane ticket to go here. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. And I mean, you guys are doing a little bit with the credit card points and stuff like that, but you have to be very disciplined with that. Some people can't handle that, so I don't really recommend that, but
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, hell, we've both fallen into the trap of, "I'll just throw it on the card, get the points, and then, we'll leave it on the card for another month and then just pay it off, like, next one instead," and then
yeah.
maybe it adds up a little bit after a few months, but I
Yeah, because
think
then all of a
that
sudden
curse
you've
is
spent those points.
finally broken for us. Um, hell, I almost never use my debit card anymore, though, just because 'cause
Yeah.
I'm addicted to getting the
Yeah,
points.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's what will happen with your savings too.
Yeah,
You'll be
uh,
addicted to watching that grow and seeing
yeah.
how much, you can accomplish in a year, and okay, so, I mean, you guys are obviously taking your big trip to Europe this year, but start saving that and then be like, "Okay, next year we want to do this, and let's see how much we can save in between now and then." And it's all about priorities.
That's, one thing you always said is it's all about priorities. I don't know how many times you've said that in my life is, "Get your damn priorities straight, Dylan." Um, you
Yeah.
and my father, no, but, Alicia actually saw this really good video on social media, and it was, like, talking about, like, savings for your next priority, and, like, a next big one for us is 2 things really, is, like, house and kid, whichever order they come in, who knows? But there was this lady and she's like, "Here's what I did before I had a kid savings wise." And I can't remember what the number was, if it was like 20,000 or 50,000. It was basically like the average cost in her area of what a first year kid is, like actually costs out of pocket for just clothes, diapers, formula,
Right,
whatever
right.
you have to spend. And she's like, "I told my husband we will not have a kid until we save that amount of money and are prepared on top of what else we already normally save and have." And I was like, at least he was like, "This is a genius idea. We're gonna do this because and it makes sense." Like, people always talk about being house broke. I don't think everybody ever says I'm kid broke, and that's one thing I'm more scared of than being house broke is being kid broke because I don't want to sacrifice my life and more importantly their life either is not giving them everything that they want. And I don't want to have to scrape by either as well too to give them what they want. I want to not spoil them, but never have to worry.
Right.
Feel like that's how I grew up, is you guys never, like, truly spoiled me, but I never had to worry about getting a new pair of basketball shoes or getting a new backpack for school or something like that. I just sometimes had to eat a ham and cheese sandwich at lunch because I forgot to tell you guys I was out of lunch money.
You made us look like a bunch of loser parents until the free lunch came about for everybody, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and even by then when free lunch came out, I was skipping lunch and driving my car somewhere,
Right, right.
going to gosh, I remember going to Hy-Vee right across the street and getting the $5 meal deal. I got a sandwich, chips, and a
Yep,
drink for $5.
yep,
Gosh darn, it was so good.
yeah, instead of eating the free lunch at school.
Yeah, why? I had a job.
Yeah, yeah.
You made me get a job at 14, so
I didn't make you do it.
no, you guys made me. You're gonna get a job when you have. No, I wanted to work.
No, it was, if you wanted a car and a phone and all the good stuff, it was like, all right, we pay for your phone, we pay for your car insurance, but you need to pay for your own gas money.
You know what's funny is another thing that I don't remember, which is weird, is when I got my job with you at Godfather's at 14. I don't know what the hell I spent all my money on. Not gonna lie, I couldn't tell you. Like, what could I have spent at 14 that it would have went to? I had all my video game stuff already. I wasn't addicted to, like, football cards and stuff like I am now. I couldn't gamble like I can now. I was
Yeah.
14. I don't know what the hell I spent all my money on,
Oh,
besides food.
yeah, food, lots of food. You spent your money on lots of food. But also, like, I would only buy you so many name brand things a year, right? So like Christmas and your birthday was always like you would get the name brand stuff. If you needed jeans or something, shoes throughout the year, you could get the name brand stuff, but um I wouldn't always pay for all of it. I would say, I have $30 to pay for a pair of jeans. If you want the $50 jeans, you'll have to pay the $20 extra.
Hmm. Damn, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, because it was teaching you that you can get those name brand things. You can get the expensive things that you
Yeah,
want. You 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 just have to work for them. You
I
can't
remember that now.
you're not just gonna get handed things, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and it was I was trying to teach you that, like, I mean, both of you guys, I was trying to teach you that uh, clothing is clothing, right? Shoes are shoes.
Some
No, I
people
didn't
don't
want you to
don't
get
even have it.
yeah, I didn't want you to get picked on. I didn't want you to be the poor kids that didn't have the cool stuff, but I also wanted you to understand that, um, you know, not every parent can afford all the cool stuff. I mean, hell, I worked 2 jobs for years. Yeah, I mean, and so it it's easy as a kid to just be like, "I want this $50 pair of jeans." I mean, now it's obviously way more than that, but,
I
you know,
hate
it
spending money on clothes.
yeah, and that's you probably get that from me because I do too. It's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I want something that's good, that's gonna last, but, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's gonna be the name brand overpriced thing. In
Yeah.
some instances, yeah, of course, but, you know, I mean, jean material is jean material.
Yeah, that's big facts. I think I only own 1 pair of jeans right now, and it finally got a hole in, like, like, the back patch, like, where it's, like, the big brown
Mhm, yeah.
patch on the back of them. There's a hole right underneath that, so now I can't really wear them anymore, but I've had that pair of jeans for I mean, heck, probably close to 10 years at this point now because I had them before I moved here. I've been here for over 4 years now, and I definitely had that for multiple years then too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, I usually I guess shoes is the only thing that I do like spending money on, but even now recently, like now that I've been working out really hard again, I need a new pair of workout and running shoes, and I just keep putting it off, keep putting it off. I'm like, I'll just literally wear them till my shoes fall off my feet."
Yeah, but shoes are different. I feel like, I mean, they're your support, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
I mean yeah. I always bought I didn't buy expensive shoes, but I bought good shoes when I worked at Godfather's, and I got new shoes every 6 months, period. I had
Yeah,
to, because I could
yeah.
tell my back would start hurting, my knees would start hurting, like, everything was hurting, and I was like, "Okay, it's time to buy a new pair of shoes." So, I mean,
I wonder now that I'm thinking about it, big thing I've speaking of shoes is I've been getting a lot of steps in. Been trying to average like 12K steps for the last like month. I would have loved back then to see like what your step count would have been back then.
right? Especially
I
on
bet
the
you it would have
go.
been like I bet you it would have been 20K a day.
Oh, at
Like
least. At
be-
least.
because like I said, it's to get 12K a day, my watch says that I have to walk about 6 to 6.5 miles. And if you think about it, like walking at a fast pace, like even at a normal pace to do that, that's only 3 hours worth of walking for me to
Yeah.
get that done at just like a leisure pace.
Right.
You're hustling and bustling
Yeah.
at Godfathers and stuff too, doing that.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what
Right?
like I said, I bet you 20K was probably
Probably.
pretty average.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about now.
I know. We worked hard.
All right, I got one last question for you before we just BS a lot more. Is you have been dealing with a lot of crap as an Airbnb owner. I think you're going up again this weekend doing stuff. I feel like that's a big wave the last few years, especially like since COVID, is people buying up these properties, renting them and stuff. What's it been like? The good, the bad, the ugly, and everywhere in between. I guess maybe
Well,
just start about how you got one.
uh,
Start from there.
okay, okay. So how we got one was, actually Tony's ex-girlfriend's parents had a house on Big Stone Lake. And so he started going up with them fishing. And when they broke up, he still would go up. They would invite him to go up with them. They would let him go without them. Uh, up
Tony's a social
until
butterfly, and everybody loves Tony.
yeah. And so, I mean, they had just lived like 6 blocks from us here at home up until like, I think 2 years ago when,
Wow.
but anyhow, so they finally had to sell their place. They were on Lakeshore Drive, which is the big, as you're driving in, the big slope. So they were on that big hill. Their house was on that big
Mhm.
hill. And it was just too much for them to take care of and upkeep and everything. But so then, of course, when we started dating, we he would say, let's go fishing. And obviously I like fishing. I mean, hello, Paul. Um, and so every time we would go up, we would have to drive by all these houses that were for sale. And he would say, "Oh, I could have bought that one for $60,000. I could have bought this one for $50,000." What, and all these like beautiful lake houses, right? And um finally, after a few years, it was like a piss or get off the pot situation, right? I was like, I'm tired of hearing, "Oh, I could have done this, I could have done that." Uh, you know, I was tired of looking at houses. Literally, we would go by and we never saw a realtor. We would just go up and, like, creep in the windows, right?
Yeah, I was with you on a couple of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I mean, it was fun, but at the same time, it was like, "Okay, why are we wasting our our precious time of our little weekend getaway looking at houses that we're really not ever realistically gonna buy. And then it I mean, we had 3 houses between us at the time, right? Um, when we decided that we were gonna keep the tiny house, um, because originally we were gonna flip it, when we decided that we were idiots to get rid of this house because it's a perfect retirement house for 2 people, um, we said, "Okay, well, obviously, like, my rental house has to go," um, and Brock was the only one living in the big blue house across the street, and, um, it's like, we gotta condense these down, and so anyway, the house came on the market, um, twice. We knew the area well. The house right next door, which is Artie's, that was one of them that Tony pointed out and said he could have bought that for, I wanna say 50 or 60.
So crazy.
Right.
That area's blown up.
Yeah. And, and and that was another thing with area blowing up, every year Tony would say, "Oh, oh, this house is on the market for 120 or whatever," I'm just throwing
Yeah,
up. And he's like, "No one's gonna pay that. They're never gonna pay that." And then, like, literally within 24 hours, it was gone,
that's
and
wild.
we still say that every year, like, "No one's gonna pay that." And they do every time. But anyhow, we decided that we were definitely gonna buy a house there. Um,
Was that in 2020 or 2021?
2021, right at the beginning of COVID.
Like a year into COVID then?
So then it had to been 20. Shit, now I can't
Because
remember.
COVID started in March of 20
So it was September that we bought.
of 2020.
Yeah,
So, yeah, like 6 months into COVID.
'cause it'll be 6 years this year.
Yeah, so that would make sense then.
Yeah,
Right in the middle, literally, like, yeah,
yeah,
the heart deep of COVID.
yeah, and, so we said, "We're just gonna go look at it." Um, it had already went on the market and went pending twice. We
Damn.
talked to the realtor, and she was like, "Yeah, the first one, their funding fell through, um" happened. But, and then the second one, the dude didn't shop around for flood insurance and could not afford the flood insurance. Yeah, so we said, okay, we'll go look at it, on a Sunday morning. We told the real estate agent if there's anyone else scheduled to look at it on Sunday, we're not even coming before us. Because if someone looks at it, they're gonna buy it. It was in that, like, sweet spot price range where it was still not, like, ridiculous expensive. It was, a great area, city water, city sewer, great little neighborhood. If you're in the city, but in the
Not.
town, but you're not, it
Yeah,
doesn't feel like it, right?
not at all.
Not at all. And so, she said, "Yeah, I don't have any showings before you, and I don't plan on scheduling any because I'll be in church." So we said, "Okay." So I called Paul and I said, "You want to take a little road trip?" And so he jumped in the car with us, and I think we left at 5 in the morning and went up and walked through the house. And I mean, it was exactly as the pictures looked. And I remember we stood out on that front deck and the water was just glistening and it was a beautiful day. And Tony says to Krista, the realtor, he says, "Okay, well, thanks for showing it to us." And I did one of these. I was like, "What?" And I said, "You're gonna give us a minute." And so she said, "Okay." So she walked away and I said, "We did not just drive 320 miles to look at a house and then drive 320 miles home." And he's like, "Oh, well, I thought we were just looking." I'm like, "Why would we need a realtor for that? We would just peek in the windows like we normally do, right?" So, I said, "Tony, we can't just keep driving by all these houses and everything else. It just seems like it's perfect. It's been on the market." I mean, literally, it was like third time's a charm, right?
Yeah.
And, so, we pulled her back over and asked her about Airbnb and how she felt like not how Airbnb went in the area, but how the locals were with Airbnb. Because in small towns, people get
Some of
finicky.
'em yeah.
And she said it was pretty divided in that town, but that the majority of the people in power, if you will, like the city council members and things like that, saw the need for it. I mean, let's be honest, a town of less than 2,000 people and the biggest job opportunities are the Pepsi plant. Um, you're not existing without some tourism, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so um we said, okay, we're gonna get in the car and we'll email you an offer. And so that's what we did. I jumped in the car and Tony got in the back seat and jumped on his laptop and ran some numbers and figured out what we needed for a down payment and yada yada and sent him an offer and then proceeded to have a full blown fucking panic attack. We had to stop at a gas station and get him a couple shooters to calm his ass down.
Jesus.
Well, mind you, at the time, we still own 2 other houses,
Yeah.
neither of which,
Because
like,
you were in the middle of selling the bigger blue house, right?
uh, we hadn't even really put it on the market yet. Like,
Okay, I remember that part.
we were just like, "It's gotta go," we have
Yeah.
to sell it, like, we went back and forth about do we flip it or just sell it as is, and I mean, it's a big house, so we just decided, yeah, we're just gonna let it go as is, and I mean, he didn't owe anything on it, so it wasn't like he was losing money or anything like that, so, um, yeah, um, put in
How
the
long
off
did it take you guys to start putting it up on Airbnb once you bought it?
so we actually had it listed on Airbnb before we closed,
That's so messed up, but funny.
because um we weren't sure how it all worked. I mean, we didn't know what we were doing, and so we thought, "We'll put it up there," and, um, it wasn't open for rentals yet. I mean, it was just listed so that people could see it, and you can see how many views you're getting and things like that. So, it was kind of a trial run for how the website actually worked and whatnot, and Vrbo wasn't huge then, it was just Airbnb. Um And so, yeah, we decided that the deal we made was because we were probably 5 years away in our plan of getting a retirement house uh, and a summer retirement house. And so the deal that we made with each other was that if we couldn't rent it enough to make half of the house payment a year, then it didn't make sense to keep it because we could go up and rent someone else's place for less money. And I mean, how do you justify having, you know,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
that big of a, you're going a handful of times a year at that point. How do you justify spending, you know, six figures on something that, you're gonna literally spend 6 weekends a year at? So
Yeah.
that was the deal, and we said we gave each other we gave us 2 years. So, first year, you're literally figuring it out. You don't know what you're doing. You can do all the research in the world, you don't know what you're doing until you get in there and start doing it. So the first year, we said would be a wash. The second year, you better have it figured out by then and know what you're doing. And how to just learning how to navigate the sites, how to screen people that are wanting to rent it, things like that. And so we said by the end of year 2, it had to be paying at least for half of itself. So that was the deal that we made, and, I think the very first rental that we got was a 28-day rental, and it paid for 2 house payments.
I remember that.
Yeah, and
That was the
it
guys that were there for, like, work or something like
yeah,
that, right? Yeah,
yeah, the best experience we could have had, and it just set the tone for what we expected out of every guest after that.
that's
So,
cool.
yeah, it was,
You guys are it's, like, always booked, right? That thing, like, is always, I feel like, booked up for the most part.
yeah,
Well,
you're
not right now, but
right. I mean, that's by choice, obviously, but yeah, I mean, our occupancy rate is very, very high. But part of that is the area, you know. The,
good week like you said, weekend getaway spot for
it's a
people,
good
and there's
weekend.
so many big towns relatively close that can drive there too.
Yeah, yeah, we're right. I mean, it is a good area. People come down a lot from Minneapolis area, things like that. Um, it's a quick, easy getaway for them where they think they feel like they're really getting out and to this like relaxing, getaway weekend, and it's like a couple hours,
Yeah,
Um, but it's also just like, I mean, obviously the lake, fishing. Um,
fishing's great.
the fishing is great this spring, summer, fall. And the ice fishing, last couple years, has not been the best, but I mean, the ice fishing there, that lake is just known for the ice fishing, but also we have a huge pheasant season. Like
I didn't know that.
pheasant season is huge for us. I mean, we are booked solid through pheasant season. It is a yeah, we didn't know that when we bought the place either, but it's a huge, huge area for pheasant hunters. Um,
Makes sense.
yeah. Um, and and so yeah, we keep busy all year with the lake and the hunting. But then also we've been super blessed that we have really good neighbors who have family come in for holidays and just vacations or whatnot. And they, like a lot of families, want kind of their own space. And so we just give a discount if our neighbors' families want to rent. We give them some money off. It ain't no big deal, but it's like we know they're going to take care of it.
Yeah, you don't gotta worry about it
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
damaged or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we really got lucky. I feel like working in the service business for as long as I did, um, made it a lot easier for me to run this type of business. Um, because people who haven't worked customer service type situation, they don't know. They don't get it, right? A lot of people don't.
yeah.
They just don't.
Don't get what customers want and need and how they act, tendencies.
And they can't anticipate things.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Yeah. So, and because I'm picky as hell and
Can
I
read people very well.
I try, but I also just I really went out of my way that first couple years because I really wanted this to work, right? So I really went out of my way to make sure that I was giving people that personal touch. Not just You're not just on this app renting from some jackass behind a keyboard, right? I
Yeah,
mean, I would text the people and give them my personal cell phone number so that they could contact me with any questions instead of going all through the app, because
freaking app, yeah.
I don't do that anymore because I don't need to. Um, but I did that. I mean, I did that for probably the first 3 years. It was a lot of work. It was a
Yeah,
lot of work. I spent a lot of time. Um, And I reached out to people, when they checked in to make sure that they were doing okay, yada, yada. I did all the things, and I have never stayed in a place. Take that back. I think the place we stayed in Albuquerque when we moved you guys there, I think that couple in the dog-friendly place where they had the little doggy, uh
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
yeah,
that house was so sick.
yeah. I think that she reached out to us, or I think she reached out to
I
you
think
guys
you
at
booked that one,
first.
so I don't remember that one.
No. No, 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 I didn't book that one. Did I?
I don't maybe we did book it. I don't know, I'd have to look.
But I think that they reached out and asked if we got checked in okay and if everything was good.
Yeah,
Um,
now that I think about it, because me and Alicia have Airbnb quite a bit recently. Yeah, nobody ever sends anything. What's cool, actually, the Airbnb we're staying at in, Amalfi, the Amalfi Coast,
um,
the guy, like, in his thing, like, on, like, the About Me section, like, in an Airbnb, he was a, like, head concierge or concierge manager or something for, um, IHG, which is, like, super fancy hotel brand. I think it's IHG. Yeah, IHG Hotels and Resorts, which is like, I don't know, it's basic maybe it's not IHG, that maybe it's a different one. I don't know, it's one of the super fancy, like, chain or, like, groups of hotels that are, like, on my fancy, stupid, expensive American Express card that, like, it's all, like, the luxury boutique ones, and
right.
that's where his background comes from,
Okay.
and, of course, his service is freaking awesome, and we're not even gonna be there for another month. Like, every review is he's personable, he'll even come say hi and meet you, he will freaking give you every recommendation that you don't wanna go to and the ones that you do wanna go to,
Yeah.
for anything as well,
Mhm.
so and then but the other, like, couple Airbnbs we've rented, like, it's just, like, the automated message, "Thanks for booking your stay, here's
Yep.
the info."
Yeah, you get nothing. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Nothing at
Yeah.
all.
And I understand, especially since I work in AI and dealing with automations and stuff like that, I understand that part of it makes life a lot easier. But
Sure.
sometimes for things like this is you definitely want that personal human connection
Yeah.
because that's the first thing that I do if I have a good stay. I'm gonna recommend you to somebody else that's
Right.
going to that area.
Right.
Like I feel like every time now I look at TikTok or Instagram or Facebook Reels and I'm watching videos, people are like, stay here. This Airbnb was awesome, or this is where I recommend to go.
Right.
It's really free marketing just to put an extra 10% effort in.
It is, but you know what else? It also gives people that sense of there's an actual owner of this house. There's a person that owns this house that cares about this house.
It's not some corporate
It's not some
jackass behind the
corporate.
keyboard.
Yeah, it's not some investor that goes out and buys 50 Airbnbs just to fucking make a dollar, right?
Yeah.
It's giving them that personal interaction, and I for me, it made sense to do that because I thought that if they got that personal interaction, they would feel emotionally attached in some sort of fashion, and maybe
Mhm.
emotional is too strong of a word, but they would have that personal interaction where they're by default gonna treat my property better.
Oh, yeah, that makes I mean, I never even thought about it from that point is,
Yeah,
like, yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff that it's just considered wear and tear, but
right. Yeah,
if that wear and tear
right,
significantly goes down because they're respecting it like it's their own
right,
or
right.
huh, I like that, that's cool.
Yeah.
Almost 6 years now. Obviously, you guys make way more than half of the mortgage payment. You guys probably way more it's paid off, isn't it? It's paid off now, isn't it?
No, no, no,
No?
no. This is pre-COVID, so you don't pay off things that you bought pre-COVID because your
Oh,
interest
yeah,
rates
because you
are
guys got
nothing.
that lucky, fucking stupid low interest rate that
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah, that single digit, like, next to nothing, interest rate, so, yeah, you don't pay that stuff off,
we're having
but
that conversation on Friday. We're talking with a mortgage broker on Friday. I know, so exciting, but scary at the same time.
yeah,
Trying to figure out what we can afford, what we can get
Yeah,
assistance for, if any. I was looking at, like, some first-time homebuyer stuff and, like, grants and down payment assistance and everything. But a lot of the stuff in our area is income driven,
yeah,
and we make too much money either together or separate.
right.
It was like you could make, like, less than, like, $65,000 a year. And I'm
In
like,
Arizona? That's like
that's what I'm saying, like, so how can you even
fucking
afford to.
poverty.
Yeah, I was like, how can you afford to buy a house on that, like, income? That doesn't even make sense. Like, it's unless if you're an hour and a half from me, and but even then, like, holy, I don't know what the hell you're buying, a tiny home, like, literally a tiny fucking shack? I don't
Right.
know, but
Well,
so we'll see how that goes. There Alicia found, there's this, like, credit union in the area. We're gonna talk with them as well too after talking with the broker that I think I think she would barely squeeze and qualify for. I would 100% qualify for, but since, like, the car's in my name and stuff like that, so, like, everything's in my name for, like, debt things, my debt to income ratio is higher,
right, right.
but hers is she has higher income, but way less debt than me technically because we did it that way, which actually works in our favor.
Yeah.
Um, but we were doing the math the other day, and it was, like, less than $3,000, difference between the cutoff of what she could get, like,
Damn.
so well, she's $3,000 under, so
Yeah.
barely there. We'll see how it goes, but, they
Well,
do.
just remember that they're gonna tell you you can afford way more than you can.
Dude, that's what one of the first things our, uh, realtor told us. Yeah, I shit you not, like, this is, like, total mom realtor that we dealt with, and of course, guess what her freaking name is? Angela. Just makes me think of Grandma Angie. Like,
Yeah,
freaking
for real.
literally, from Minneapolis, actually.
Yeah, nice.
She was like, "You're gonna get approved for something probably super freaking high," and she's like, "I will never tell you to spend that much money." She was so cool. She basically was saying that, like, with the market right now in Arizona, 99% of the homes that she sells, she makes the sellers pay her commission, that her buyers almost never pay her commission,
Yeah, that's pretty typical. Mhm.
and she's also like, "I'm also not a sleazeball, and my commission is 3%. If I can only get them to pay 1% or 2% or whatever, I take it and run. I don't make you pay my difference," whereas a lot of these other realtors will make you pay the difference. I'm like, "Green flag, cool sign, like, that's awesome." And yeah, she's already sent us a few homes, like, "Alright, here's your vibe, what do you think?" Putting us in, she's like, "I'm gonna give you, like, a broker, an actual, like, bank to talk to that I think you should like, get a hold of." Like, she's like, "I'm gonna give you 3 or 4 references, feel them out.
Yeah,
Here's who I recommend. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but I wanna help you out." Super, super cool. We were nervous going into that showing on Friday, last week. Like,
it doesn't
we're gonna
sound
get
like that.
well, yeah, we're gonna get some sleazeball. Oh, I haven't told you about that. We were like, we're gonna get some sleazeball real estate agent, who wants us to spend as much money as quick as they can. They want us to sign a contract that we can only work with them. She's like, "I'll have you sign the contract that you have to work with me today."
Today. Yeah,
She's like, "It expires tomorrow." So
right.
I was like,
Yeah.
Nah, like, you're cool." But no, so that house, I sent you the pictures and stuff and showed it to you. It was the epitome of, "Holy crap, it looks so damn good in pictures," and then
And
when I
it
walked in,
sucked.
dude, it was bad. You know, 'cause maybe you probably maybe don't know, it might have been a while, like, we've noticed it when we toured houses a year and a half ago before we were leaving our apartment to find a rental house to tour. We'd go into places and you could just tell it's a rental house, like,
Yeah.
not updated. It's like the cheap cabinets, the cheap, what's the things around the
Baseboard,
baseboard, cheap
trim.
baseboards and stuff. It just felt like a rental house. I'm like, "Dude, this had to be a rental." And she's like, "Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so." I don't know, and it looked like nobody ever wiped a thing down. It was so gross.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember when you guys were looking at rental houses and you would like I mean, it was
it it
just
was exactly like that bad one that I
they
told you about.
yeah, they just and that's that's a problem with a lot of rentals is people just they don't take ownership of them. They don't fix the things that need fixed, and it's like, I don't understand it because you're literally depreciating the value of your investment.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
you
it
might have to do it more often than you would do your normal house, but
yeah, but that's the nature of the business.
that's part yeah,
You
that's literally part of the investment
yeah,
is that. But yeah, they said that they were extremely motivated to sell. She's like, "I don't know why." Because she wasn't the listing agent, she was just, like, the random person that we got connected with when we went through Zillow.
right,
They've already dropped it another 10 grand, so it's dropped $30,000 in less than 3 weeks.
well, yeah, because they're getting people touring through there and saying this is a shithole.
Every single wall, I shit you not, had, like, a nail on it from, like, something hanging up, like, they didn't even have the decency to remove those. It was just like they took everything off the wall and just left all the nails and screws in the wall. I was like, "What the hell?" So if they're extremely motivated, I mean, who knows what that means, and like I
Yeah,
said, they got out of there quick. There was a I took a picture of everything they did, it was super cool though. It was they updated a ton of stuff, but obviously, I mean, it's not that cool now that I'm thinking about it because I'm not gonna buy the house, but they just put windows in it last year, put in the entire backyard was turf, which I didn't really realize on the photos that it was all turf. I could kinda tell that it was iffy. Just put in 5 new ceiling fans 2 years ago, 3 toilets 4 years ago, pool pump and filters 2 years ago, and, since it was a two-story house,
yeah.
and it was over 2,000 square feet, they had dual or 2 air conditioning units, and one of them was brand new. The upstairs one, which, I mean, that would be the one that I would rather want to
Right,
be
right,
new in
right.
Arizona,
Right.
but yeah. I was like, maybe if they drop another 50 grand, we can look at it because that's
Well,
about."
yeah, and, like, I mean, yeah, the pool filter and that's good, that's probably expensive stuff, but, I mean, ceiling fans and toilets, that's, like, the bare minimum, that's cheap, that's, like I just put that on paper to make people feel like I did all these
Yeah,
updates.
they did put it on pa ceiling fans, 5 of them, $450. They had
Yeah.
it down to the cent, 454 and 30 cents. 3 toilets, $292.03.
Yeah, yeah, like and those are things that you don't have to hire somebody to do.
Well, I was telling Lucy, I was like, "We would literally have to invite or, like, pay for my mom and dad and Tony to, like, fly out here for the next year to help us update this place." There was the island, like, had a corner broken off, and it was just, like, putty, like, on the corner. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, are you kidding me? And, um, all of the counters in the bathrooms were just like those I think the house was built in '95 or '96 or something. It had to have been the original damn counters. They just
I'm sure.
looked like that late '90s, mid '90s counters. The shower and bathtub, same thing. I'm like, "Dude, the amount of money that they can keep dropping this place is gonna be because I need to update all of this damn
Yeah,
stuff,
exactly.
and I don't have the time or the capital to do it myself, and I don't wanna take out another fricking loan to do that stuff."
Yeah.
So, we're trying to find some more plug and play options where there's stuff that I would want to
But it
do. I don't need to do a
right.
year from now or
Yeah,
even
like
maybe even 2 or 3 years from now.
yeah, like your apartment now. I mean, it needs some updating, but it's not like it's ancient, like not functional, embarrassing to walk in, have people walk into type of situation. I mean, it's
No, it
yeah,
looks like a normal
and it's all in good shape. It's not like, you
that
know,
was the thing with that place is it had seen its better days. It wasn't, like, decrepit and falling apart, it was like it had been used and abused and not maintained.
yeah,
I don't know. We'll
gross.
see what happens on the broker call on Friday, and then like I said, she sent us over 4 houses. We've been kinda saving some other ones ourself as well too, but they're all, like, about 15 to 20 minutes, like, southeast of us, technically. I don't think we've actually taken you to that area before. Like, it's Gilbert. Yeah, I don't think we've taken you to downtown Gilbert before. We'll have to do that next time you guys come. I
I
don't
feel like we went to a coffee shop there once. No?
Maybe Alicia took you to a coffee shop down there or something. I we have never, because we've always just gone north to go to, like, Sedona and stuff together. We've never really gone south. We've gone to Phoenix, like, into actual
No.
Phoenix and Scottsdale,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it might be.
Uh, I was gonna say something else and now I'm forgetting. I don't freaking know. Anything new with you guys besides this damn house? I know I was just there a month ago. Now that you're done with your daughter's wedding.
No, not really. I mean, yeah, we're freaking living this remodel deal.
You
It's
guys do you guys have any
consuming.
Mexico trips planned this year? Or no, because of the
Uh,
remodel?
yeah, no, we skipped our April trip because of the renovation. And so we were actually just recently talking about this, and we're like, okay, we're not gonna just skip a vacation, right? Um, but we do have to scale it back because A, we're spending a damn fortune on this remodel, and B, we're spending a lot of our time. Obviously with Tony's new job, he doesn't have a lot of time, but I'm spending a lot of my time, um, you know, my PTO, on trying to get stuff done and whatnot. And so um we decided that we're gonna um just go and stay in a cabin, like, in Canada.
Hell yeah, that sounds sick.
Yeah, and
You gonna
go
drive all the way up there?
and but no, I ain't driving.
I was gonna say, you guys are crazy if you do that.
And, yeah, go stay in
Where?
I've no idea. I don't on the drive home from our cabin, at one point, Tony came up with yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. You can rent,
Like,
cabins, and
same
they
shit
have,
as
like, fit you get your own little fishing boat, you get a
that'd
tour
be so much
guide,
fun.
like yeah, whatever, and you just go in town and get, your food, whatever, cooked there. It's just a simple, but, it's still, it's not our usual, I wanna get weighted on hand and foot and not have to do anything, but, um,
Still a good little getaway.
it's a shut your brain off and actually relax.
That'll be fun. Hopefully you guys get to see the Northern Lights. That'd be cool.
Damn, you know how many times they were visible from our literal lake house and we weren't there?
I know, I've still never seen them either. I want to.
No.
I wanna take Paul up there. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but there's, this tour guide company up there in Canada. I can't remember where it's at, but
Mm.
you basically get on a boat with somebody for you can do a half day or a full day,
Yeah,
and you go onto this big river, and you just sturgeon fish. It's all you is do is sturgeon fish, but they're like getting you into like 6 to 8 foot sturgeon, like
shit.
monster. And then I think like for like a full day, or I think maybe like it was a half day or something. I don't remember. It was only, I mean, this was years ago now, so it's probably
Yeah.
quintupled in price. It was like 800-900 bucks for the whole boat, like up to like 3 people or 4 people.
Well, that's not
It's
bad,
really
yeah.
not
Yeah.
bad. I mean, sure, don't know what it is now, but you know how fun it would be to reel one of those freaking things in. I don't know actually how fun it would be. Like
I was just gonna say, I don't
how
know about fun. I mean, reeling it in, no, that is not that's not gonna be
like
fun.
you get to hold it and see it. That would be the fun part.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
He would get a same thing with him. I don't know how. I don't know if he'd be able to reel the full thing in anymore, but he would definitely love that. I think, and
Ugh. Well,
him and Dan have always talked about how much they loved Canada,
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. They absolutely love it.
That's
Yeah.
one thing me and Alicia want to do too is we haven't done Canada. And it's easy. For us, we could fly, um, I think they have direct flights from here right up into, I don't know any of my Canadian cities, into Vancouver. I
Oh,
think we can get to Vancouver because that's right outside of, like, Seattle up in Washington and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I think we can get direct there. I don't know, but I think I would wanna go either Vancouver or, go to, Toronto, New York, like, Buffalo area. I think that would be cool. 'Cause I think Toronto is where you go for Niagara Falls, if I'm not mistaken, I think. Uh, where is Niagara Falls?
Google that shit. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I don't know. You know,
yeah,
we're a couple weeks behind schedule and um several $1,000 over budget. So I don't know. We'll see.
imagine that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, well, could be worse.
Well, I mean, we started off being over budget because we weren't going to rebuild the deck. And so right off the bat, we were like 15K over budget for a new deck. So
Oh, because you always are doing the new deck now?
yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. I mean, can you imagine how ridiculous it would look for the house to be, 3 feet higher and have steps going down to your deck? It's supposed to be like the other way around, right?
It's 3 feet higher?
It's 3 blocks higher.
3 cinder blocks? So,
Yeah,
I mean, almost 3 feet, yeah.
yeah. So it
It's put back down now, right? It's done?
Ooh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they set it back down
Last week?
day of last week.
Do you have to I mean, now that you have a giant space underneath, you have to do anything with that now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we spent um the weekend before last, we had to clean out underneath there. Because when they lifted the house up, there were like a shit ton of cinder blocks that weren't even uh why can't I think of the word? Concreted together. What's the word?
Order?
Yes. And they literally picked it up and it was like fucking teeth falling out. They were just falling over.
That's wild.
And then the mason had to knock out a bunch of them, and start fresh. And so we ended up with 51 cinder blocks, that were scattered outside, but the majority of them were inside, that we had to get out of there. Um,
Damn work.
yeah. So, we moved 51 cinder blocks. We put them in a pile in the front yard and I posted them on Marketplace and Tony's like, no one's gonna want them. I posted them for free. I'm like, I don't want any. And
Gone the
our
next day?
our contractor was like, oh, somebody will want those. He's like, put them on there for a couple dollars a piece or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want any money for them. I just want them gone. Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to answer a bunch of messages. I ain't got time for all that bullshit. I just want them gone. And if someone else can use them, I'd rather just give them away. And like 2 hours after I posted them, we did the same with the deck, by the way. Somebody just came and got that. It was gone with that deck was completely gone within like an hour and a half. Um,
crazy.
just posted it for free. I mean, it was a lot of good wood, right? And again, it's like, yeah, could I got some money out of it? Probably. But like we we don't need it. And we need it gone more than we need, to mess with it.
Money
And
for it.
and so a couple hours after posting the cinder blocks, I was like, man, no one's responding. And Tony's like, I told you. And I was like, no, we just need some time. It just needs some time. And that it was a Friday night. And
That makes sense why nobody's responding.
right, and that's what I thought too. And so, like, 3 hours later after I posted it, our neighbor Dave, who does our, yard work,
Mhm.
the retired pastor,
Yeah.
he messaged and said, "How many cinder blocks do you have?" And I said, "There's 51 of them." And he said, "How about $50 for all of them?" And I said, "How about no?" they're no charge, and if you bring your truck over, we'll load them for you. And we had talked to them the day prior, and he has a torn rotator cuff right now.
Well, yeah, help 'em out.
So, I said that the only caveat is that they have to be gone, Sunday because Monday they were coming to put the house back down. So this was 2 weeks ago. And, they have to be able to get their equipment in the yard where they're all stacked, and I'm not gonna move them again. And he said, "Okay." So he texted us Sunday after church and said, "I'm bringing the truck over." So he brought the truck and Sophie, the black lab, and, uh, and Tony and I we did 2 trips. We loaded up his truck and rode over to his house across the street and unloaded them and stacked them all for him, and then, yeah, done and
What the hell do you
done.
want him for?
He's building a little retaining wall in between his garage and the neighbor's garage.
Nice.
He raised his house 30 years ago. And so his yard is way higher than the neighbor's yard over here. And so it kind of washes away and erodes after time on the property line itself. And so he has a little bit of a retaining wall there now that's just built out of like rock or something. So he's gonna eventually one by one dig out for a cinder block to sit in there, and then he's like, "It'll take
Sounds
me a long time to do it, but I'll get her done."
sounds
Okay.
horrible.
Yeah, right?
You obviously, you're gonna have to put, like, insulation underneath now as well too, because 'cause you're gonna have that giant gap under, like, 3 feet of space.
Yeah, yeah, we already did that. So Tony and I did that last weekend, I think it was. We got that done. No, weekend before. They came and dropped it down on that next weekend. No, before they dropped it down, we came in while it was still in the air and did foam insulation sheets and put those up on the entire perimeter of the foundation. And then we decided where the beams were all at, the big holes in the foundation. Keith, the one that you did the security cameras for, he was walking by one day and he said, "Oh, well, where those holes are for those beams, instead of filling them back in and paying your mason to come back and fill them back in," he said, "you should put vents, so you get good airflow down there." And we're like, "Oh, shit. Okay." So, yeah, so that'll save us some money or whatever. But yeah, so we got that done and then they lowered it back down, and then our Doug, our contractor guy, he got the floor joists and subfloors laid down just under where, well, the main bathroom has a floor, subfloor. The kitchen underneath the countertop, where, underneath where the base cabinets will eventually go. There's a subfloor, and then in the master bath, there's a subfloor just where the sink, toilet, and shower goes. And he literally, it was all they could do just to get that little bit done so that we could do the rough-ins for the plumbing. So we got last weekend we got all new waste lines, all new water lines ran. And then once they put the actual flooring in, oh, and then he set tub, the tub surround, the shower pan, and the shower surround. And then once the floor gets put in, the actual flooring, the LVP, then um he'll come back and do the finish work for the plumbing.
Nice. Yeah, that's, all of everything you're talking about makes me want that's why I don't wanna buy a house that needs that type of shit. Not even that type of shit, just needs stuff done to it. It sounds exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially for you guys, I mean, because it's 5 hours away. You have to drive there and spend a
Yeah.
lot of time.
Yep.
That's each way,
Yeah,
like, around
it's yeah, it's 4 hours and 15 minutes if you don't stop, 4 and a half if you do.
yeah, so
Um,
9 hours of driving round trip plus all of the work you're putting in.
yeah, yeah, and living out of the fish house because we're not paying to stay somewhere every damn weekend we go up there.
Yeah, so you're basically sleeping in a hut, literally a hut, a nice hut.
I mean, you know, it's great. I mean, we love it. I mean,
It is what it is.
I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
that thing's pretty sick. Julie and Ben slept in it when we did that little thing a couple years ago.
oh yeah, yeah. I
We
mean,
need to we need to do that next year. We need to do that next year.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Ooh, 4th of July would even be a cool one too, or m or Memorial I mean, just depending on when it falls, I guess, but
Yeah, we
where are
just
you
have
at
to plan that way in advance because yeah,
before it gets booked?
we booked. Yeah, so
Alright, mama. Well, we've been going for a while. I
yep,
need to get some food rolling. It's getting late for you too.
yep.
I think this might be the first episode where we didn't really have any bad takes. I don't think there's anything bad that happened. So normally there's always some kind of controversial shit that was said. So maybe
Um,
people will think it when we were talking about spoiling your kids and not buying me name brand shit.
probably,
So
probably get some shit.
somebody will get offended by something.
That's all right. Yeah, somebody will be pissed because I made you do chores.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Maybe get a job at 14.
Yeah,
Child child labor laws and shit.
yeah, yeah.
I
Wonder
remember signing that paperwork at the Omni Center thing, building, whatever.
having to get permission. Yeah,
Yeah, literally had to literally have my mom and my boss sign a permit saying I can work for her and it's not illegal.
yeah. I mean, you worked 1 day a week for gas money.
Yeah, for a while. You
Yeah,
know,
and
I
then
would
you were
fold
like,
boxes for the first 2 hours on one of those days usually.
"Yep."
Fucking for LC's damn lunch. God. Still fold a mean pizza box. And make a mean pizza. I guarantee you I could walk in there and I could roll dough like it was yesterday. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to roll dough, I know, very easily. It would
You
take
always
me
kinda sucked at that.
it would take me a little while. Alright, mama, I love you. We had some bad takes, some good drinks, and some poor decisions.
Mhm.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace. Love you.
Love you.